So
Cold.
cold, yes. There we are, Jija.
Yes.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Good to have you here.
Yes. Thanks.
We're here in Tilburg. I believe this place, you know this place, right?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, a few years, I think, since, I don't remember, maybe before pandemic.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Because in this building there's a studio
Upstairs. Yes.
where you work sometimes.
Yeah, yes.
Yeah. So I thought, let me just first ask you the question, how comfortable actually are you in talking or being interviewed about your work? Is that something you like, or is that something you think can be quite awkward or strange?
Yeah, it's a bit, I don't have so much opportunity, like chances that somebody ask the practice, and yeah, so normally in the studio we work together, so it's more like ease situation, not without the cameras. So yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a bit, but I think more time will pass and more it's gonna be okay.
The reason why I ask it is because, of course, you also have artists that say, I just make my work and my work should speak for itself, and I don't like to.
Really?
I don't like to explain too much about my work.
Yeah, no.
You don't have that.
For me, there are lots of time that I have to communicate because we also want to engage with the partners.
Yeah.
Like festivals and theaters.
Yeah.
So there they have to also we have to really talk.
Yeah.
Yeah, to develop the relationship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I believe that one thing that's quite striking when you learn about your practice and about your way of working is that there actually are a lot of partners you work with. You surround yourself with a lot of partners, not only within the theater or festival world or in the art scene, but also like in the more practical care world. You have a lot of partners surrounding yourself with. What does it say about you as a maker?
I guess I changed. I guess I changed. Before I was working more alone, like I make solo work, duet, or like trio, all performers and dancers.
Yeah.
And then I realized that I need a shift if I want to work here, especially. I come from Japan, and if I want to feel here at home, then I want to engage more in a relationship. So I shifted my practice into more relationship making.
And what did you gain through this process? You as a human being, what did you gain from sharing your practice more and more?
I guess it's very simple what I'm saying. It's gonna be very simple. I guess I really learned like myself appreciating through giving that I receive. So sometimes that of course, like in, for example, workshop setting, I provide, I facilitate, I guide, but at the same time, there's lots of receiving from the participants, like thoughts, or like finding, discovery, or journey they're sharing. So these things for me is a very, very touching, or like it makes me connect myself.
Yeah, because have you concerning your last project, Landing on Feathers, in which you work with Elmer, a man in his 50s who's paralyzed, and you work with a beautiful team of people, made a documentary about it, about the whole process also, and you work with him towards what you can say a presentation, a performance. Yeah. But actually, the whole process is part of the.
It's a big part. Yeah. Right. It is the big part. I think the whole performance part is more the fragment of like what we can share. Yeah. But the lines of like how we, especially how we encounter challenging moment was the thing for me to finding out. How do you say, for me it's difficult when you are challenged, you stay in like really human, like you could go, explore, how to say, get angry, or that's also human, but again, how to say, stay in care with myself and with other people. that's really challenging. And we had several times that we had to talk really on the table.
And then, okay, so then you work with Elmer. Elmer is, I already said it, is a man in his 50s,
Yeah.
paralyzed, and you, you're not like a dancer who actually is educated as a dancer, but you worked as a dancer and performing artist for many years. Then you suddenly are going to work towards a performance with somebody who barely can move. What did this experience learn you about movement and the definition of movement?
I had a lot of assumptions as a dance background person.
Yeah.
Like what the movement is, and then how we can propose things, like what can be our communication in the movement. I had a lot of assumptions, but in a way that we attempt to dance with him makes us find another language. So like small things, the gaze can be a movement, for example. Yeah. Like small breathing can be a movement. So for us is finding these small details and then make it bigger or something like this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how did that change your perception? Because you gained actually an extra language.
Yeah.
How did that change your view on performances, on dancing, on movement?
Yeah, I used to like to make a craft. So there's the master things, and then you have to practice.
Yes.
You have to train, and then you can do it.
Yeah.
But I changed 180, the meaning that I show what it is. So like the things that's happening is for me the craft. Like, so of course I flame it, and then I try to find the form for communications.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I don't craft, so you don't have to master these things, how you are, and then extensionally that movement exists, and that is getting the material now. So it changed the way.
And now it seems to me that every performance is different.
Yeah. It feels maybe different way of thinking. Like I started to think maybe work helping me to understand my life. So I use the work just to help me or something. So that I don't really make work, but how to say this? Work kind of like on the way. So I do anyway my life practice. Yeah. It's going, and it doesn't really stop if you finish the theater piece. Yeah. It doesn't really, unless you die. So I go this, and then on the way that maybe the sharing moment, fragmentation. We can share, but it's not really that I want to aim this only. Then you have to start again. So I didn't like this. Like I didn't like it. Like you have to start again. You have a new chapter, new things. Of course, chapter is happening. Mm-hmm. What I wanted to say that I always work like octopus a little bit. So because I don't. What does it mean? No?
It is actually.
Yeah, I realized because I'm not Dutch and I'm not European that it's impossible to work in this like professional field alone because in this world institutionalized art scenes that you have to write application, you have to plan it, you need partners. Of course, you don't have to do it like this way, but this is one way, and then so that's why I extend myself to other person. Yeah. So then translations important. So we work in between, like we work together. Mm-hmm. So then we can come up, plan together. But I think my dance obsession was never at work in the beginning because I never thought myself to be an artist. Yeah. This was not my focus. On the way it happened, kind of. Yeah. So in the end, I got really how to say tangled. Like when I started, I had to be more, having more network, having more dates, have to apply this, and then I realized that it's not working really. Like I don't meet so many exciting people. I always stay in a bubble. Then I have to kind of come back to myself where I started, that I enjoy dance more as communications or like a more jamming, like improvisations, kind of free flow.
Yeah.
But this to free flow to actually perform free flow inside of this frame is my kind of aim these days. That I can also invite things.
Yeah.
Like, how to say, rather than me wanting to make it happen, but I make more inviting. Yeah, I think in this free flow, intuitive way, that I can feel, okay, today is the intention, like not tomorrow, but just today, what is it? What is important for me? And what to focus, and what is my energy to give? So that small steps could happen.
Yeah.
Because I also realized that myself being so, how to say, being the plan.
Yeah.
I have lots of moments. I'm just gonna do it like machine. Even this is supposed to be a happy project. This is supposed to be what I want.
So then it's also a little bit more facilitating, like a collective reflection, maybe.
Yes, exactly. So that's a good one.
Right?
Yes.
Facilitating collective reflection.
Reflection. Yeah.
And it can be on an individual level, but also on a collective level.
Exactly.
Wow.
And that's, I think, in the performance level, but also workshopping level, or partners meeting level.
Yeah.
That's what I want to achieve with two others. And that's why we talk always how to unfold that kind of opportunities.
And if we talk about the process of like making, because you're not alone, you're also collaborating with a lot of other artists and dancers, and how would you say this collaboration goes for you?
For me, it's an extension of this building up relationship, like study of relationship. Yeah. Because that's a huge, for me, the like blanket underneath. And then, so in a way, I do it in a presentational levels, but I also do it in a more collegious levels.
Yes.
Yeah. So that we find also, we have a lot of challenges, or we have a lot of finding or making strategies, proposing to the partners, maybe failing it, or think together. We invite thinking together. So for me, this is like octopus, what we said. This is really the practice becoming an octopus.
What I'm still a little bit curious about now we're talking about this is that in order to facilitate the process of reflection, of collective reflection with an audience, I believe you also have to embed this within your work in progress with your collaborators.
That's why I work with two people, which is totally having a different background. One is more coming from academics or research. Dramaturg, Julia Race. And then she more works more conceptual, and then seeing more social, bigger pictures. And then the other one, Alexandra Lem, she studies also, she practices therapy, therapy. So she has a lot of practice of really reflecting on personal levels.
Yes, I see.
So these two voices for me is really important, because I don't realize sometimes things. I look one way, and then they say it. They say in a different perspective that makes more the layer complex. And then in the end, of course, it takes more time, but it gathers, or like we feel like we cook better, maybe. We cook better.
It's more complex ingredients you have available. Probably. Thank you so much for this conversation.
You,
It's beautiful. Thanks.
Thanks.